Now, I know normally all my videos are mostly me ranting about comics and also doing other things, but this video is something special. This is something special to me. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, if you guys haven't looked at your calendar in PCE or Piper's Christian Entertainment, today, this video, as of right now, this video is being released because I postponed and pre planned this video and pre recorded it. This video is posted on the day that the Piper's Christian Entertainment Studio, aka me, today is the official 3-year birthday, or I guess you could say anniversary, of the creation of the first Grapeseed Avenue comic. So if you don't know what Grapeseed Avenue is, it's a series that was created by Piper's Christian Entertainment, and it's also most known and most acknowledged about. Basically, some say that this comic is literally just the best thing that Piper's Christian Entertainment has ever made. And honestly, I agree on it. But getting back to the summary, Gracie Avenue is a series that takes place in the fictional city known as Pointer, that is located in the fictional state, also known as Alcohol State. Gracie Avenue is a series that portrays of an adventure, mystery, and sometimes drama feel and genre that portrays of anthropomorphic animals that are animals such as felines, canines, rabbits, or even dragons or snakes or goddesses. Mostly anything can happen in that series, to be honest. The main characters are known as Jaden / Jackal, Pepper, Caroline, Salt, Allison, and others to come. The series has been going strong for over 3 to 4 years. I add 4 because the original summary was it was created in 2020, but as of right now, yeah. So basically, the series has started ever since and has been running for quite a while. And as of right now, as I'm recording this, the series actually is planning on having more comics coming out soon, plus a new saga coming up. So I'm actually looking forward to that. But anyways, let's continue. The main character's most summary is that Pepper is a brown, psychotic, but very mentally ill chihuahua that goes through a lot of melancholy and also anger throughout his household, and also vice versa. He is really antisocial and very hostile, and is known to snap at his friends and snap at others, but it's not his fault. It's mostly just his personality. We have Jackal, who understands everything and understands everything about people and tries to help the best way he can. And he's also just a very good dude when it comes to helping out others in need and also discovering things along the way. And Caroline, she's usually the brains of everybody. She usually thinks straight and also tries to make decisions the best. And also she is usually the most bravest. In the comic that was featured, declaring about how the canines were uprising against the felines. I'm sorry, I love that comic a lot. It was basically where she stepped up and stood tall and spoke about the problems and also was motivational about it. But yeah, and then we have Salt. Oh my gosh, Lord have mercy, I love Salt. She's so funny. Salt is literally just the comic relief character where she usually breaks the fourth wall a lot. She acts naive and stupid, but it's actually hilarious. I'm sorry, I really like this comic. Oh my gosh. Yes, and Salt, she is the most funniest in my opinion. She breaks the fourth wall. She acts naive and stupid, but she really could be smart sometimes, and she's the most creative. Like, as my friends have talked about before, she's actually one of the comic characters that is just notably the most funniest and most, like, groundbreaking. Like, she'd be the type to literally... Wait, as of right now I'm recording this, I actually just remembered. There is a comic where she actually did that, where she broke the comic, like, entirely. In as a suited, like, planned by the actual studio, they went on a 2-day break, and their entire excuse was that she broke it. Anyways, let's continue on to the next layer of the retrospective video. So primarily what the series is based off of is it's based off of a old school comic series, kind of like giving some realism examples. Ed, Edd and Eddy, Codename Kids Next Door, House Pets, other types of comic series or shows, you name it. It's based off of a very old school type feel, even though it's really modern nowadays with its jokes and also vice versa. But the type of series it's based around the ghetto lifestyle of certain neighborhoods. So if you need an example, just think of New York, Chicago, LA, anything that has anything to have a ghetto feel of it. the series basically based out around that, because in the series you can see graffiti, paintings, murals, characters that do very hood-like things. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Yes, hood-like things, all that type of stuff. They do a lot of the very things that are the stereotypical of the ghetto hood lifestyle. Basically, most of the characters you can see obviously are living the life about that, where how they, for example, basically, I don't know how to explain it really, but just no offense to those who are struggling in very impoverished neighborhoods, but this is kind of like how it is. This story tells the story of how it's like to live in those areas, because you got the gangs in the area, which is our Spanish overlords, Dark Lords, and GSP, and other types of gangs that are featured in the series. You got the lifestyle, like in the comic where Pepper gets, well, somebody attempts to mug Pepper, but is saved by his friend. And then you got other sorts, such as the lifestyles are pretty obvious. You can really see it anywhere. Like in every comic, it shows like what it's like to live around there. Alright, and as of right now, we have successfully cleared what the comic series is mainly about. Now, let's get down to the third level. Alright, we will now be discussing what the series is entirely about. So what the comic series is basically about is that it's basically all the main characters that I have mentioned before living in a neighborhood that has a lot of mysteries to uncover. So if you don't know already about the series, there is abnormal characters, such as ones that are not actually entirely just canines. You see, breaking some ground rules right here, this series is literally just a definition of you don't know that much about somebody until they snap on you. Literally every character in the series I've seen so far, they have something special about them. Either it's their talent or they have powers. Who knows? One might just randomly just say, "Oh, we ball and teleport randomly." Literally, every character has something special about them. And one of the biggest examples I can say about that is Pepper himself. He is the god of phantoms and also the apprentice underneath Castu, which actually it will be featured in another comic probably if it's shown. She is the goddess of the canine race. Canine race. She basically is the creator of the entire race. You kind of see why she stays around Grapeseed Avenue 24/7. She basically is following actually more like guiding Pepper in throughout the place. You can see different goddesses and godlike characters or people with powers that roam around the area. The thing about Grapeseed Avenue is that it's a mix between mystery, adventure, and drama. That's why it's so liked, because it has the mixes. And basically all characters, I say basically a lot, don't I? Basically all the characters are kind of like that. They just hang around and hang about because they have nothing better to do. And they see what goes on. They see the gods, but most of the time they never understand what's going on. So mostly every single character, it's a stereotype about the series, but mostly every character is always either naive, stupid, or just doesn't know when to actually act smart. But really every character, the reason why they try to be positive is because they're living in such a terrible place. All they have is their happiness in themselves and their friends. Which is where we go to tier 4 of the retrospective video. Why do they live in the condition? So, if you didn't know already, there is a reason why the gods, goddesses, and also all-powerful people live in Grapeseed Avenue. Grapeseed Avenue is, I guess you could say, a breeding ground, but no, there's no breeding. Don't laugh! The place is basically a starting ground for a lot of bad people, such as villains in the series, people that are up to no good, and also, most of the time, mischief. In Grapeseed Avenue, that area is so good for starting mischief because, like I said before, all the characters are naive. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's going on. So they use the place as a place to basically take some of those weak-minded individuals and turn them into monsters. You want an example of somebody who was turned into a monster? Just look at Kaku, also known as Emeralda right now, but Kaku in Miracle Matches. That was a very big spoiler. Anyways, basically what I can more go into is that about how most of the characters are actually very young-minded. But mind you, all the characters are measured in dog years, so if you want the ages, just find them in the Discord server. That was some shameless plug right there. Anyways, there's not much to explain on that tier. Now to embark on the next tier. What is Pepper exactly doing in Grapeseed Avenue? So what he's exactly doing in Grapeseed Avenue is he's training underneath Casternia's assistance, or as you want to call it, Castu, to become a much more stronger god, or in his dreams, he just wants to become a stronger person instead of getting literally teased by all the others. Every single character has a dream that, for example, Caroline wants to become a surgeon. Jackal wants to just... What does he want to do? I don't know. Salt wants to become a book writer. Espresso wants to become a cop. Bagel wants to become a fashion artist. And last but not least, Autumn, she wants to be a history teacher. Every single character has a dream, but mostly the most intriguing dream out of all of them is Pepper's, because you're seeing a pattern here, aren't you? You, watching behind the screen. You're seeing a pattern, aren't you? Mostly the thing is, Pepper is not the main character of Grapeseed Avenue. It's mostly every single character that I listed before a few, 6 minutes back. But Pepper is one of the characters that I'm mostly focused on because he's the only one that doesn't have talent that's normal. Every single character is normal except for him, if you really want to think of it that way. Which brings us to the next tier. How deep does Grapeseed Avenue go? Well, I've been really just running around chasing my tail the entire time. Basic expression for I've been just running laps. Really, the whole series is just a drama, adventure, mystery that takes place... Okay, I'm just gonna... Takes place in the hood. Takes place in the ghetto with a bunch of gods and goddesses and other abnormal creatures that are yet to be shown and also learned about. And they basically just coincide. Basically, you got the ghetto lifestyle and neighborhood, and then you got the high ranks, I guess you can call it, or the abnormals, and they just literally live in peace. But the thing is, it's kind of fun to see the drama that goes on. Like, for example, Pepper and his love life, Jackal being chased around, Caroline trying to look for somebody, and Salt just being on her weird antics. Every single main character has something funny about them, and that's what makes this comic series so, important. Well, there's not much else to explain about the comic series, but if you ever have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to end off with the final tier. Overall, this comic series has come a long way from the funny experiences to the deep mysteries of the unknown, and then to just character development. Very great character development. I can't express it enough how beautiful this series is, actually. Honestly, I wake up every morning knowing it's still going and all that, and I'm still keeping it going. Once again, this is retrospective. So basically, this series is just, I could say one of a kind, but anything could really just be like this if you mix the right chemicals and also ideas into it. This comic series has been going a long way. It's probably going to go a very, very long way as long as it's supported. I want to thank you all for those who've actually read the comic series, because you guys, gals, non-binary, you all are the reason I keep going. Because Grapeseed Avenue could have ended a long time ago. If you didn't know, actually, Grapeseed Avenue in beta, it was supposed to be named Dog Days. Dog Days. I remember that, but then I remembered there's cats in it, so I said, you know what, let's name it after a pointer landmark. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching the video, and if you have any more questions about the series, just let me know. Read more of these comics, because there's going to be more coming out this fall in the season. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the retrospective. This series has come a long way, and I'm happy you all have too. Thank you for watching, and I'll continue to explain stuff like this. Thank you.